The stage is set for the NBA Cup, so let's go over our East and West side predictions and our finals predictions before games take place. So, starting with the East, Lorenzo, who do you have winning the first two rounds, and then who you have advancing to the finals?
All right, so in that first game between the Heat and the Magic, Paolo being out, they're actually playing okay without him, but I still think the Magic, their offense is a little bit tricky. Desmond Bane has been getting better as the season has gone on. I just like the Heat better because their offense has been crisp. Teams are throwing more zone at them, and it has slowed them down a little bit, but they got Tyler Hero back. They're trying to figure out how Norman Powell, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo all fit together. I just like their pieces a little bit more, so I think they take that game. In the other one, this is, I think, a closer, more intriguing matchup. I want to say the Knicks just because of the experience and their length and their continuity, but low-key, I really do like this Raptors team. They, like, Brandon Ingram is popping off. What I love about this team is that they protect the ball. I think they lead the NBA right now in assist to turnover ratio against a team like the Knicks that can be a little sticky on defense and can force turnovers. I think that goes a long way. Moving on to the semis, dang, I'm going to go with the Raptors here because again, I just like their versatility. I think their length defensively, I think, can create problems for a team like Miami, especially if they try to push the pace. I think they can slow them down. And then if they do throw a zone at them, I do think they can slow Miami down that way too. So that's what I'm looking at, but it's gonna be interesting.
All right, so I agree with that first matchup. I'm going Miami over Orlando. I think every year we get kind of a surprise team that goes all the way to the final. You don't know who it's going to be. This year, I think that could be the Heat. They're playing really good defense right now. Just got Tyler Hero back, like Lorenzo said. So give me Miami over Orlando. In that other matchup, I'm going Knicks over Raptors. I just think that the experience of the Knicks in these scenarios where it's going to be kind of like a playoff atmosphere once you get to these quarterfinal, semifinal games. And I think the Knicks guys like Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, they'll step up and carry them over the Raptors. And then in that semifinal game, give me Miami over the Knicks. Again, like I said, I just think there's always one of those teams that surprises everyone. I think Coach Spo has something to prove. Miami's defense is going to step up and carry them to a win over the Knicks and into that championship game.
See, I kind of agree with y'all for half of it. So I have, with that first game, I got the Heat winning. I think offensively, this team is just finding ways to be creative, spacing the floor. You got Hero back. You got more shooting on the court. So they could spread out this Magic team who is down. I think the scoring is going to be a problem for them if it gets to a point where you're looking for somebody to make a key bucket. Then I got the Raptors over the Knicks. I think this 2K generated built team where everybody is just a long wing defender that can make a shot at any point, and then you got BI looking like the BI we thought he would be in his career. So those are my two teams, and then I'm gonna say Miami goes on. I think that Spo probably finds a way to get this team going against a team that's very lengthy defensively that looks to get some deflections. So I can see Miami making it all the way to the finals in that first round. Why have none of us picked the Knicks to make it at least to the finals?
I just think this thing is random, man. I don't necessarily think any of these teams are better than the Knicks. I think the Cup can be a little random. I think we still I have the Knicks making the semifinals. I just think right now Miami's playing better basketball. That could change over the course of the season, but I like what the Heat are doing right now.
The thing with the Knicks is like I think they ranked third in offensive rating this year. Their defense it's not quite what it was with Tibbs, but there's something about them that I'm going purely on eye test, and it looks a little off sometimes. And I think that dependence that they have offensively on Jalen Brunson, and he is their best player, which that's you rely on your best players to win games. But sometimes it's just like, it seems like guys are just waiting for him to do something. And in tough, tight games, I think that can create a problem. Granted, Brunson can score on anyone. He's proven that. So I still would like to see them involve Cat more. He has all this talent and he can space the floor. When he gets going, he has that ability to take over games, but it doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't feel fluid. So I don't know, man. I mean, I back the Knicks and I think highly of them, but I feel like they always let me down in a situation like this, particularly because it just stagnates a little bit when things get tight.
Yeah,
go ahead, Evan.
I think these matchups for the Knicks. Like the one way you can stop Brunson from being effective if you throw multiple bodies and everybody has length. So even if he get in those situations where he's looking to pass out because he's trapped himself in a low corner, like they have the rangy guys where they're looking to get deflections. It's almost like what you expect the Knicks would be with some of their guys, but they're not relying on one person to dictate the offense.
And you look at the Knicks matchups against some of these teams in the tournament. They lost to Orlando. Actually, their last three losses: two to Orlando, one to Miami, and they've lost both of their games to Miami this season. So these are clearly teams that have given them trouble this year.
All right, looking over to the West side, we have the Thunder and the Suns, the Lakers and the Spurs. Starting with you, Prince. Who are your picks to win the first rounds and then to go to the finals?
All right, so I'm taking the Thunder over the Suns. I don't think there's much question about that. The Thunder, best team in the NBA, the reigning Western Conference Cup champion. I don't think they won it last year. They lost to the Bucks, but they'll get back to the final. Then in the other matchup, give me the Lakers over the Spurs. I don't even know if Wemby is going to be back for this. Even if he is, I think there's the Lakers are playing at a high level right now, right? And we don't know how this thing will play out over the season with LeBron back and him deferring to Luka and Austin Reeves getting his buckets in there. But right now it's working spectacularly, so I'll stick with the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with all that, and I mean I don't want to spend too much time on the Oklahoma City Phoenix game just because, as Prince said, I mean I think this is the most dominant team in basketball, and they literally just got Jalen Williams back like yesterday, so they're only going to get better. But the Spurs, it really is going to come down to Wemby. I think if he plays, he can present some matchup problems for the Lakers, but the Lakers, they're JJ Redick's got them playing really well. They're just playing smart basketball. Luka's been on a tear, and it just like even when teams throw doubles at Luka, like Austin Reeves has been able to take over, and when they leave Luka alone, then Luka takes off. And I think LeBron is being selective about how he can impact the game, how he can influence the offense. His passing and playmaking is still there. I would like to see him maybe take a little bit more of an active role, but it's working, so I'm not gonna knock it. But it's a cop out. If Wemby plays, I really do think this is a different matchup because I don't know that the Lakers front court has anyone that can compete with him. Yeah, and in the final, I mean, I'm just gonna go with Thunder because until anyone stops them, I'm gonna go with Thunder. They're just dominating teams. They are not being rushed. They're playing their game. They're getting to the line. They're defending. Like you watch them night in and night out, and it's like they look like a team that is ready to repeat everything again.
Yeah, I can't disagree with the Thunder, even though the Suns did play them well on Friday with J Dub coming back. But you give J Dub more reps, more time to get his win back. Shea had to play in the fourth quarter this game, but I don't see him having to play again in the fourth quarter when they play. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and say the Lakers. I think a lot of times these teams who have been in the cup and have played, they kind of get an understanding of how these things goes. The Lakers won the first one. Team is a little different without AD, but you got Braun, and he's looking to get those guys some money. So I would not be surprised if they beat a shorthanded Spurs team, but they will not beat this Thunder team because if you look at the previous years, teams who have come close to previous year, and it's only been 3 years with the cup, but you had the Lakers win the first year, the Bucks were in the semifinals and lost to the Pacers. They came back and win. Last year, the Thunder lost to the Bucks. So I got the Thunder back in the championship game, and we're not doing predictions right now, but they're going to win this whole thing no matter who they play. But right now the Thunder looks like the best team in the NBA, and when your star player is not playing in fourth quarters, it's kind of hard to really say, who's going to test these guys. Like they haven't had the game since that Rockets game where I felt like their backs was against the wall. They had a couple overtime games to start the season, but since they found their footing and they're getting J-Dub back, it's like they've been tested and they're still this good.
Yeah, they're kind of like a team that it seems to me like it's almost like they're the only ones that can let themselves down. If that makes sense. Like if they get complacent or if they almost like get tired of winning, like winning is hard. It's really hard to win in the NBA just in general. And they're doing it at such a high level. They're doing it so consistently that there could come a time where you're like, well, like we don't need to work as hard to do this. We've been doing it, and I mean, this team is pretty well coached. I don't see that happening necessarily, but to your point, Evan, it's just like they look so balanced, so complete that it's hard to see anyone really giving them a test. Not only in the NBA Cup in this group we have, I mean, just in general.
If there is a team that's going to knock them off, though, it's the Lakers because does anyone care about the cup more than LeBron? I mean, LeBron opened this thing up with the championship in the inaugural year. He celebrated like it was his fifth championship. I mean, LeBron really loves this thing. He's from round the way. He leaving with something, even if that's just a win over the Spurs. But yeah, I don't think the Lakers are gonna beat the Thunder. I got the Thunder moving on to the championship round two.
So if the Lakers win, is LeBron count this as a sixth ring?
Probably. In
All right,
his
so we
mind.
got our we
He'll
got our
tweet about it. He'll
finals.
tweet about it for sure.
We got our finals predictions. I already said I think OKC's winning it. I think just looking at what happened last year, they got a taste of it. They know what to expect, and the Thunder are just ready to win this to at least add to what could be a historic season. So, who do y'all have winning with y'all finals predictions?
Yeah, I'm taking OKC to win it all. I just think OKC over the Heat. I just think they have too many ways they can beat you. We know how they defend, and so that's going to make it hard enough for teams to match what they can do offensively. And the Thunder, they don't just have to beat you with Shea. Like they have so many different shooters out there on the floor around him. J Dub is back. We know he brings a little bit more versatility to that offense. The Thunder, they're a handful, man. I don't see any team that can really match what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's I've got that same matchup, or I have the Raptors in there, but like I just don't see it. I mean, I don't think there's anyone really in the East. I would say the roster maybe that competes closest would be the Knicks, but it's just hard to see anybody touching them right now. And the thing, um, kind of what's a little bit lost in the discussion about Shea not even playing fourth quarters is just how available he's been as a star with such high usage, somebody who like always has the ball in his hands, draws a lot of contact, plays physical. But he's been on the floor like constantly available. He doesn't really take the days off. He's just been grinding, and um, like you hear some guys say like, "Oh yeah, I want to be the greatest" or whatever, and you're like, "Yeah, yeah, okay, of course you do." But like Shea's been he backs that up consistently, even though he is at the top of the game. So I mean, I think when you have someone like that carrying the team, it's hard to see them stumbling. The only thing is unless they like have some sort of off shooting night or whatever, but even then they find so many different ways to win that I have to take the Thunder here.
Yeah, if the Thunder win this, this could be the start of the greatest season ever. No other team outside of two can say they won the Cup championship and did more. So if they win this, they're already on pace to beat the Warriors record. They're looking to be back to back champs. This could be the greatest team we've seen ever, and it could all start with a Cup championship.